Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
It's your boy Blitz.
And I'm your boy Blur.
Yo, we are coming to y'all with another game review, mid-review, slash impressions of Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. You've seen our previous videos. We were pretty excited about this game. Got it coming up. We jumped into the prologue and kind of dived, and then we did that video about the first missions and things of that nature. So we're here to give y'all an update on how we feel about the game midway through. All right. So what we're going to do, we're just going to wrap it up in the sense of the good,
the bad,
and the ugly.
And you'll see why.
So,
can I say something before we start?
Okay, why don't you start?
Okay.
Yeah. Get us started.
We appreciate what the developers did.
Yes.
We appreciate what they tried to bring out.
Cyanide Studio.
We do appreciate their hard work because to do what they did, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So we're not here to trash their art, but we are here to let you know how we feel about that art piece. Yeah. So we're going to
as consumers,
right?
Because we purchase these games ourselves.
That's right.
Our hard-earned money.
That's right.
That we make from doing tabletop service at Chippendales.
That's right.
And bouncers at Hooters in the public library, which is hard work.
Yes, it is.
So we spend our money wisely, and we dove into this game. We drank the Kool-Aid.
And it's not that we drank the Kool-Aid. It was just a werewolf.
A werewolf-based game, which never happens.
You always get, you got, like I said, you got Vamp, you got the Masquerade, you got.
Oh, let's not get into Soul Reaver.
Soul Reaver,
Legacy of Kain,
or the one with Castlevania. It's always about vampires.
It is.
So
even the new Resident Evil 8 looks like it's gonna be about
vampires.
Yeah.
So my thing is getting a werewolf game where you get the
get the wolf out on
wolf
people.
out.
Come on, man.
Get the wolf out. Don't have to wear no deodorant. Just can stank and just kill everybody. I was happy for it.
Not shave. Imagine working at home on your computer all day and then going out and just running down a deer in the woods.
And then also, didn't have to brush your teeth. Just being a werewolf. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had to wear a bug collar or a flea collar.
Yeah, flea collar. Yeah, because you don't want to get no fleas
and ticks on you.
Because your wife will be like, "Well, you got fleas in the bed again."
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna sit back and we're gonna let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly. What we really think of the game.
We're gonna kind of dissect it in there. We're gonna throw a little bit of gameplay in there so you guys know what we're talking about.
Right.
As you can see from our previous videos. So let's jump into the good. So one of my favorite aspects, which made me want to follow the game in the first place, is the lore.
That's right.
There's a deep property buildup for everything that's happening in the series. This picks up later on in the series.
Right.
It's real deep. I mean, we talking like novels, Star Wars. Right. It was a tabletop type game. So any tabletop game, you got to have your points. Your families, your heritage, your celestial beings, and da. So all that stuff has been established in groundwork. But the video game doesn't really have time to touch into all that. But the lore itself, is what pulled me in.
It's good. I mean, you get to meet one of the I think his name is Infreet, or I can't think of his name.
Infreet, I think.
You get to meet one of their guardians, and that was kind of neat to see how that is. You get to talk to the werewolves when they're dead.
Yeah.
So the lore is what you want to get into, but the sad thing is that if you can separate the lore from the actual story, what's going on, it would be better if the story melded in with the lore. So
I guess because with a game you got so much time you can spend on each thing before moving forward.
I mean, they could have did a part 1, part 2, and part 3.
Yeah, if the story and the lore kept the same pace throughout the game, it would have been awesome. So another good, which is one of your favorite things about it, is the flat out fact is the werewolf gameplay. I mean, it's not too many games out there you can compare it to.
No,
you got to turn to a werewolf from Skyrim.
Come on.
But you got the vampire mission first, like you're saying vampire. But with the werewolf lore, you really had a chance to, and then the different stances.
Right.
And then each stance had a different power.
Right.
And then you go into the frenzy. That was excellent. And the way you can tier it with the skill tree was good also, right?
Yeah, the way you can have somebody and drag them and throw them at people. Some of the finishing move when you took that guy opened his mouth and you punched in his throat.
Oh my goodness, brutality.
I mean, just the sheer messiness of the walls painted in blood.
I think we should show him some of that.
Yeah, let's show him some of that.
We should show you some of that.
Right about now.
Yeah.
But I love the fact of that, where you could just go ahead and you could just wolf out. But the thing is, after the 5th or 6th time of doing that,
7th or 8th,
right,
9th or 10th,
right, you just can't. That can't sustain the game.
You're right. Now, of course, you do have as you progress the game, there's different archetypes you get to go against.
Right.
There's other enemies, but the dark. Shadow Dancer?
Right, I think it's Shadow Dancer. Spiral Dancer.
Spiral Dancer. Thank you. I've been running that name for the past 3 videos, man. Where you been?
Oh no, because I was ruining it too.
The Black Spiral Dancer, I think it is. I think it is.
Right.
It goes in, I'm pretty sure the game again. We're midway through the game, so we still trying to figure out what's going on with that, because it seemed like an interesting point.
Right.
You know, is it a tribe that betrayed them, or did they make their own werewolves,
right,
or what the case may be.
So that's the only 2 good that we have. I'm sorry to tell you, we wish we had more good, but now we're gonna get into the bad. And the first thing of the bad is the story is so generic. You don't fall in love with the story. That's why I say if you can separate the story from the lore, because the lore to me is interesting. The worm.
Well, that is a problem. The story is separated from the lore. The prologue, when she talks about what's going on, if the story meshed with the lore and rocked it step for step, where you feel like he was playing the lore,
right? Or you're finding more about it as you go along.
Yeah, the story felt separate from the lore.
It to me, it's just the story was just generic.
Remember I called his wife dying.
Yeah, we did that. She did. First part, hey, she gonna die.
I said, because there was no rendering to her face, and her hair was just like,
And instead of them using the fact that he loves the earth and he just want to make sure Gaia is good, they had to push him into the atypical archetype of revenge.
Tell 80.
No! Please, no!
Revenge. I'm only doing this for revenge.
Yeah, his motive should have been
for Gaia.
Already.
That's it. Could have been his motive.
If he makes it personal, then it's not a honorable quest. As you would speak, it's just
even
about
even
revenge.
the guy told him, even if you're doing a revenge, you're still helping Gaia. So even which way you're still helping Gaia.
But you had the motivation. The entire world could end if you don't do what you're supposed to do. What more motivation do you need?
And that's the problem. So the story is too generic. It's too generic. It's like I don't care about the story no more. It's like, okay, just let me get through the game now. Once I figured out that there was nothing to, I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, I was like,
and then mid game when you come back, then you gotta go try to save your daughter like you did your wife.
Yeah,
you try to save your daughter's doing the exact same thing that your wife did.
Right. So you have to go find that. So
you're thrown back in the exact same situation from the prologue, pretty much.
Number 2 of bad is characters connection. Go ahead and deal with that, bro.
So character connections, what we talking about is let's take Horizon Dawn Zero. When the character is introduced, they're introduced in a way you're like, I want to know. It's a very interesting character. I want to know more about him.
Right.
And then through Aloy's conversation and introspection that she gives, you learn something about that person. You see that kind of like Weasley guy. You see the even the vendor that dealt with you out in the wilderness before you made it back.
Right.
He had a lot of personality. Everybody had personality. You was able to make a connection.
Right.
To each character they brought you across. So this is not the same. When I first met Cahal's wife,
Ludmilla, if you please.
I've recently gained access to the system that controls all the on-site oil pumps. That's our target. We tamper with the pumps and send dummy data to the system to make them think their oil field has run dry.
Paul's wife, which is McNamee?
No.
McNamee? McNamee?
Milanuna.
Milanuna?
Milaluna.
Milaluna. If we
Something
said
like
it
that.
wrong, the
It's
name's
hard.
not much better.
It's Milaluna.
But
Lula Milla.
when I first met her, when he was at that table, the most interesting person at that table was a lady with the short hair.
Yeah.
They treat unprofitable sites like gangrenous limbs. They'll give this one the chop right away.
Yeah, she was.
She had a little bit of personality, and then the dude that looked like Ric Flair and George Washington was fused in a time machine and was thrown into a desert island, and they had to fight to get off.
The way to get Indran out of the region is to attack their bottom line. We have a plan to convince them there's no profit to be had here. Ludmilla, if you please.
Which is Rodka.
Yeah.
He was interesting just for the fact that he was wearing a trench coat with no shirt,
with
no shoes,
and no shoes. With hold on now,
cut off
with shredded, like he just walked around as a werewolf and just came out of the werewolf mode just to talk to you.
Why would it?
He looks like Ric Flair. Woo!
He see a full moon. He be like, woo, woo, woo!
Look at his pants, dude. They're ripped up.
Dude, what the? Why even wear coat?
Hold on. Why wear white?
Why wear the jacket?
Yeah,
I mean, what's the purpose of the jacket?
I don't know. Don't know.
Anyway,
No.
Our previous video, we got our 5 or 6 best jokes we had about Rock. Anyway,
Okay, go look at it.
yeah, but that connection wasn't there. You didn't really care about the characters you met.
Right.
His daughter.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm bored out of my mind. There's nothing to do here, and it's wet and miserable.
Daughter, yeah, is probably, other than Cahal, is probably the second most interesting person.
But then they trope her, when they just use the tropes on her. I'm mad at you because you laugh. I'm mad. You know, it's like it's a whole bunch of stuff.
It was predictable.
And to me, it's like 90210, but just with werewolves. It's some of the conversations, some of the stuff you have to deal with.
Now he woofed out and actually harmed one of their main supporters, one of their fellow wolves.
Right.
And then he ripped Rodka's eye out. Why didn't that heal?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why didn't his eye? They heal all the time.
I mean, hold on now. He healed. He said take a couple of weeks for me to heal for the silver bullets, but I can't heal over somebody else scratching my eye out.
Yeah, that was it 5 years or something? I think they said a year or 5. It was 5 years or something like that. But that made no sense. Anyway, that character connection, when you wasn't able to care about the characters that Cahal came across.
None of them. Like he said, even in Zero Dawn Horizon, when you first meet the guy with the focus like you, I can't think of his name right now, in the village, you end up saving him, and he ends up telling you why. You go save his wife.
And his family was involved.
Yeah, his father.
You know,
so it was like
it's like
the connection. Even if they would have done a different prologue when you're meeting everybody, or show you jumping through different time when you're dealing with each character differently, would have brought you close. Because really, to be honest with you, I don't care if Rocket die. I don't care if none of them die. Because
a nice flashback.
Yeah, a nice flashback on how you met him, because you don't really care. I don't care about his daughter. I don't really want to go save her. I don't really care if she dies. Because that just adds more fuel to the fire that he'll just be double. I'm going after him double for my daughter and my wife.
His wife shouldn't have died.
Right, she shouldn't have died.
He shouldn't have died. That was a trope. That was a generic. That was an easy fix. Put him on a path of revenge, remorse, and it gives you that character that's so downtrodden.
Right.
You want to feel sorry for him and stuff like that. But Cahal has no emotions.
None.
So it doesn't seem like he's upset about it, but it's not like, it's not breaking him.
No. No. So character connections. The third bad is board design and cave locations. Now we're gonna deal with cave location first.
Yeah, you hit the cave.
I'm hit it.
Break that down.
Okay.
Wait. Let me pretend I'm one of the guys at the Intron thing, and I'm a guard, right?
Okay.
I'm a guard. Okay. And you be one of the wolves.
Okay.
One of the wolves do. All right. So I'm up here. We gotta find them rebels. We gotta get them guys before they come on. That cave been up there the whole time. Has anybody checked that cave up there? Because we're looking for the raiders, and why we put the facility right next to a cave on the main road anyway? Why?
Hold on. But doesn't it look like there's a wolf sitting outside the cave?
Hey, there's
a big tall wolf too.
I know there's a wolf den up there next to the cave. Do I have to walk the grounds out here by myself?
In other words, we're being funny, But the point is, every time you fight Engine or Enron, what is it called?
Yeah, close enough. Enron.
Entron, you're right by their base. It's like I can spit and hit one of the guys. I'm sorry.
Look, I thought it was just a prologue.
No, it's every place you go, you're right next to the base. Not down the street, not 5 miles west. You're right next to the base. Poor level, just laziness. I'm sorry. I'm a guard. They pay me a lot of money
to guard stuff.
We're going to know that there is a big hole cave right there, and that there's a big double-sized wolf dog sitting there staring at you like you fresh meat. I'm sorry.
On his iPhone.
Yes.
It's a huge wolf sitting up there like, so.
I mean, what are you doing?
Now, hold
on. The wall. When you get the prologue, the wall is higher than the cave. Somebody can't be on the wall and just, hey, did we check that cave out? there might be something in there.
The maintenance man on the roof working on the AC. Like,
I'm talking about.
All those people in the cave with look, they had electricity, they had electronics, they had guns.
The only thing that was stopping you from exiting the cave was a big, fat wolf. The reason why you couldn't exit the cave because the wolf was there.
That was from that way.
Right.
But the other way, where the actual facility was, you can just walk out and walk down and just jump down.
I couldn't do it because you remember she went that way. I couldn't go that way because the wolf dog was there. When you went to sleep and woke back up,
the wolf was
then Rocco was there. I mean, Ric Flair.
Yeah,
so what I'm just saying to you is that poor design. I don't care. You could have made it 5 miles away and dropped them off there in the car, or he could have went wolf style and ran 5 miles. They're used to that stuff. They're for Gaia. But to put it right next and expect me to just believe that you had a cloaking device from the future, from the Romulans, to hide it. Oh my God! It just
it's okay.
Infuriated me.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, now you deal with board design.
I'm gonna make you mad again.
What?
Because on the second mission, their whole camp.
Yes.
The whole motherlode camp. I went to that board. And you go back and say the camp. I was in the camp and I talked to I talked to the Earth. What's his name?
Ifrit or something.
Ifrit or whatever. I went and talked to Ifrit and I was running around talking to him. I'm like, yeah, this is good. He said, okay, now we got to go over there. Your daughter's at the facility. I said, my daughter's at the facility? He was like, yeah.
But you have to go to you have to go to the other facility first. You have to go to the recruiting facility before you got to your daughter.
That's right, the recruiting facility. So you gotta go to the recruiting facility and da-da-da-da. I said, oh, you're right. He said, well, I'm gonna go do the mission. And so I see the waypoint pop up. So I think I'm gonna go out the waypoint and hop in the car, get on the bike, or it would just load screen me, to the facility. I walk to the facility and go across the street.
Well, it's like cross the woods. I mean, you walk out, people are sitting there in line like
it's a guard. Like,
yes.
No. There's one of your guys. It's right there by the rock.
Yeah, but if you go past there, there's a line of people trying to become recruits. I'm like, they don't see you?
And your guy's sitting
right there.
Right there, like, hey man, facility, blah, 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 blah. Here's what we found out, blah, blah. And he was like, well, I'm gonna just walk up and just be recruited. So the guy got the big biker arms and the big biker jacket, and he walks up, and I mean, come on, dude.
I mean,
all right. Anyway, let's
board design.
So the board design was the facility. That they had some of the doors that were locked, and you was able to sneak in your wolf form, which I'm okay with.
Now the wolf form. Now we can put as good. Now we should have put that as good. The wolf form, the sneaking around was good.
Yeah.
Because even in the wild, wolves are quiet because the padding of their feet.
Yeah.
They're really quiet. So
they're very sneaky.
Yeah. So
very, very
to be honest with you, we should have put that as good. That they did real good with the wolf form.
Yeah. When we said werewolves, we kind of was including
But the problem is that I shouldn't have to hit Y every time I wanted him to go in something or under something.
You should have just went into it.
Yes.
Yeah. That kind of stuff, but it wasn't that bad. But anyway, so with the doors being locked and you can find another way to get into facilities. I like that aspect, that option of finding ways to infiltrate. So, but the thing about it, the building didn't look like a facility. The walls was perfectly clean. There was no messes. There wasn't even any bathrooms.
They had little cracks.
There was no bathrooms. There was. It was just.
I'm gonna put like
now. Hold on. Let me do this.
Okay.
Jump in your time machine.
Okay.
Take your mind back.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid.
It still was
PS1.
better. Still was better.
Board design.
Still was
There was
better.
cracks in the wall.
Yes.
Spills on the floor.
It looked lived in.
There was it looked like an actual facility. And this one being next gen, it wasn't a brand new. It was a recruit facility that they. I mean, it didn't look.
It didn't look. And the thing is, to add on to what you're saying, is also that if you play the prologue, what you did in the prologue is what you did in board number 2, board number 3, board number 4. In other words, even though the boards got bigger,
it was the same board.
It was the same board.
Yeah, it was.
You fought more enemies,
yeah,
but it was the same board.
It was different gates and different yards.
Yeah, but it was the same.
It was like they took the same thing, dropped it next to a cave, and just kind of changed some small aspects around. But all in all,
the inside looked a little different, but it was like cookie cutter. It was like boom, boom, boom. It was just cookie cutter.
It's probably like 3 or 4 board designs, and they just changed them slightly.
So now we're going to get into the ugly, and the ugly
we're talking ex-girlfriend's Aunt Ugly.
Right. We're talking about.
We talking mother-in-law.
Stuff that will make you not want to play the game.
Yeah. We're talking about things that kind of ruin it.
Ruin it.
Okay, quick.
One ugly for me is the repetition of the game.
Yeah, like you were saying about the prologue.
If you play through the prologue,
you play the whole game.
That's how the rest of the game is, for the most part. It changes a little bit here and there. You do get to interrogate some people. You do get to do some other things.
Which will probably fall into the good. The interrogation gameplay of it was kind of interesting because when people smart-mouthed you, you actually had a chance to rage out and punch them in the face.
Right, you did.
Or keep your cool and get...
other games have done it. So their spin on it was okay. Yeah. But the repetition of... Okay, I'm going to give you... Okay, the prologue. You go in there.
Yeah.
Cahal.
Yeah.
Go to that computer. You go to the computer. Turn off the camera. Open the door.
Yeah.
Go down there. You avoid the enemies. Because in this game, you can only rage out when they want you to rage out. If you rage out before they want you, you get a game over. You failed the board because they want you to sneak.
Yeah, in the prologue itself. Yeah.
Right. So even in one of the missions, I was like, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to kill everybody. As soon as they saw me, game over. You have to start back over. And okay, I'm sorry. Before we get into repetition, you cannot manually save. I couldn't manually save.
No, you can't.
It's some save points. And sometimes the save points are way back from where you from.
I choked on that one.
So it's not like you're right next to the boss, you can go back. No! You might have to start back 3 or 4 hallways ago to get back to where you was at. So I'm just gonna put that there. But repetition, so when I had to get the bombs, right? The second board, we had to go get the bombs.
You was blowing up the facility.
No, the bombs. You had to go get the bombs, and you found out the silver bullets. The bomb, when you helping your guy, the guy drove the truck.
Yeah.
That's two. It was like the prologue. This time, it's just a little different. It was just a little, you went here, you had to avoid the cameras. See, what they do is...
They threw one more character in there.
Right.
No, 3 more characters.
Right.
You had the guy help you in the truck, and then you had the lady, which was the head of the other army, and then you had the guy she was talking to on the facility.
So it's 3 people, but, okay, they give you cameras. Now you have to dodge the cameras. But the enemy types were a little harder. They give you, little different things you could do. Fine. Then you get to the third board where you have to go and...
third board was completely different, wasn't it?
No, the third board, no, it wasn't. You had the third board when you go in Enron, right next to the thing. You go in there, you sneak. Well, this time you get recruited. Then 5 minutes after you get recruited, you don't do nothing. Go find a way to... I'm like, Dad, I didn't even get to look around before I get the guy to go do so. You go in, you still go on the computer, shut down the computer. Going over here, do that. But now they add another boss fight. We have to fight the people with the exosuits. So each board adds more people for you to fight, but it's like cookie cutter board. So the repetition is off the chain.
All right. So within the repetition of what you're saying is...
Hold on, I ain't finished.
Oh.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, yes, more?
Alcohol. Do-do-do-do-do. Sneak. Do-do-do. Rage. Do-do-do. Sneak. Do-do-do. Rage. Do-do-do-do. Sneak. Do-do-do. Rage. So it's nothing in between. And it's not like you finding new... Okay, I'm going to give you this. Then I'm going to shut up and let you finish. When they talk about them injecting the soldiers with some type of
serum,
battle serum,
They're injecting something into their recruits.
We're aware. Entrance soldiers reek of the worm. We've been trying for weeks to figure out just what's in that serum of theirs.
You were there. You were looking at them through your wolf vision.
You could not get in there.
And you couldn't get in there. That would have been a perfect time for you to be able to go off the main track and go see what they were, get samples of it or get notes on it to bring it back. That would have been perfect to find out other things. But the game is so linear in what they want you to do. Yeah. The game is so linear in what they want you to do, so you never get to go off the beaten path and say, okay, once they sit there, I'll be like, oh, can I get into? They go over there, find out something, have to defeat other enemies and find out what they're doing and anything. But no, it's so linear that you get to see some cool stuff, but you can't get over there.
So in that too, also, when we're talking about the game, we first talked about it. It's a 15-hour game, total 15 hours, main mission, but there were side missions available. So I'm on a board, and she's like, hey, if you got time, go get the files off the lady's computer so we can use that. That was a side mission. In the same facility, it was one hallway down. I'm like, dude, I got a side mission. I got to break into another part of the facility and sneak past. There's probably some kind of boss guard in there. No. I went upstairs, turned the corner, walked into the office, downloaded the file, and like, bling, mission completed. I was like, what? That's it? So go up one flight of stairs, make a right. I didn't have to sneak or take anybody out or anything. It was just, I thought the side mission would have been like something substantial.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
Oh yeah, this is good. Oh, let me get back to the mission, kind of thing. It was done. I mean, it took me like, what, 45 seconds?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What's another ugly?
So the another ugly we got on here is the story being rushed.
Yes.
The very prologue, when that woman's voice, when she was like the worm, and he was like the worm, and all that stuff.
You never played this game. You think you know it?
All right, here we go.
The Wild.
The Wild.
The Weaver.
The Weaver.
And the Worm.
The Worm.
3 primal forces
What are you
from which
doing?
the
I don't know.
world, Gaia, springs.
And all that stuff. That was the most information of the story that we got.
Right.
Which took the lore and told it in the story form to kind of make you like, oh, okay, this is a real struggle.
Right.
That we in, kind of make you want to get into the fight and keep going.
Right.
But when you get into the actual gameplay, they was mentioning stuff, and they didn't refer to they referred to a couple of things in the past, but there was no flashback scenes.
No,
there was nothing like that. No exposition where it kind of explained it, because technically this game should probably be like the 3rd or 4th installment. Really,
right.
Story wise.
So yes, it should. If not 3rd or 4th installment, this game should be about 30 to 40 hours long.
Yeah, linear is the perfect word that you use for the board, because they have the boards they want to push you through. The story was linear in itself. I think first installment should have been your introduction to Cahal. Maybe the prologue showed you how to sneak and stuff like that, but I think the actual game and story should have been, how did you get there?
Right.
How did you join that squad? When did you realize you was a werewolf?
Right.
And he was a certain type of werewolf too that can go on a full change, because all werewolves can't do it apparently. And the other dude that was guarding the cave stayed in wolf form.
Right.
When is that even why is that even an option? And,
right.
And him and his daughter, he said his daughter, the quick little story of his daughter, oh, well, your birthday's coming up and you may have the power to change or you may not. Apparently he has a human wife and his daughter had a 50-50 chance of being a human.
Well, the human wife, but her brother was the pack leader.
Was the pack leader.
So you have 50-50 chance to become, if you're born of 2 werewolves, you have the chance to become a werewolf, or you have a chance of not becoming a werewolf. I guess it's a recessive.
No, because she was human.
Right. But you have a chance not to become a werewolf.
Yeah, if the werewolf takes place.
No, that was. Because her brother was a werewolf.
But she wasn't.
Right, so I think if 2 werewolves get together, you have an option to, you might become, you might not.
Yeah, and the fact that he said she can change, was she going to be a female version of him or a lesser werewolf? Because he was Jahan or something like that, he said he was. And he said he didn't know what she was going to be. And
so,
I don't know.
The story's rushed. I'm going to show you why. why we say that, because when you go in there, you infiltrate infiltrate the base. Normally, you get to play around with that. You get to go somewhere, meet somebody, get into areas where you don't have to transform. People can see you
and hear conversations.
Right, hear conversations.
Remember how you walk up on conversations?
Yeah.
You kind of do that a little bit, but it's nothing story related.
But now it's like soon you get past all that, they say go in there and start. That could have been the perfect way to introduce you learning how to use weapons, because they were teaching them how to shoot weapons.
Yeah, Cahal was very. He had the sneak and he had the little takedown. The sneak, little takedown.
That's it.
He couldn't even move fast. Like when I hit the run button, it's just like. It's like a little. Yeah, I'm gonna get there when I get there, man. Come on, man. But I mean, you're a werewolf, dude. He should be able to sprint past people like blink of an eye, kind of fast. You know what I mean? His takedowns. Now I got to one board where they saw me and they was coming on to me, and you don't rage out until they injure you. So I ducked behind a crate. The guy was coming like 4 guys in a row. Takedown, takedown. They saw me, but I was still just taking them down 4 or 5 in a row, just popping them until one dude shot me and electrocuted me, and then made me wolf out.
Right.
What was that? Dispatch, we got below. We have a security intruders. Weapons ready.
So the story's rushed, and it's to the point. They just want you to go beat by beat by beat. There's no finding stuff. I think the best part of the story is when you're in your camp and you can roam around a little bit.
Donna was only a few days old when Ludmilla wrote this letter. Good to see you made it through okay.
Thanks in no small part to you. I'm glad you came back, Cahal.
Lambda Mankind really helped us out too. We're lucky to have them with us.
And you can talk to different people.
Like,
but
even if you sneak into the base, you should be able to roam out in the base. Metal Gear Solid, PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
You was in the base, you had an objective, but you roamed around.
Right.
And each key point facility had things you interact with that made the story a little bit more.
And not even just that. You got night vision goggles. You got mine detection stuff that will help you through the next phase of the board. Mm-hmm. None of that in this game.
Now, what if he went into a room that had lasers and he saw with his wolf eyes and had to maneuver himself or like do a nice little jump or something?
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to ask this question.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish the game? Truthfully.
Big part of me wants to find out the lore, to see what more I can find out about the lore, who people are, and what those dark spiral dancers are.
Right.
And who was the guy? They need dabble in the werewolves. That guy that was at the end of the prologue. I kind of want to know what's going on, but I don't feel like going through the same boards over and over again to get that information. I got to the third mission part, and I'm getting to the board. I thought I ended the board. Is okay. Well, now that we got the information from the facility, let's go back and do this and that. And I was like, what? We just left the facility. So I went across the street, went back into the thing. Like, okay, now we got this information. Now, because she tell you to get some information for her. Now let's go back and do something else in the same facility. Then they'll give you a new board.
Right.
You go right back into the same facility, and I was going to the waypoints, and I was just like, screw it. I want to know more, but I don't feel like playing. If I have nothing else to play and I'm bored, I may jump on it, but I don't feel compelled to push through the rest of the game, to be honest with you.
For me, I'm not going to push through the rest of the game. I will probably beat the game at a later date.
Yeah.
Like you said, when the snow finally comes hard, we get 5 feet of snow.
Get stuck in here, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably play it, but
I'll get tired of doing River Raids on Valhalla, maybe.
For me, I just can't get over the repetition and just the generic characters. It's like you said, we're in the base. Why not tell me what we can do? Why do I have to come back out? You're the computer girl. Yeah. I put it on the computer.
Yeah. I took the information.
You should be
walk across the street.
Gave it to you.
Jaywalk. That was just.
Why can't I just use my cell phone and whatever information, just take pictures and send it back and still stay in the base? Why do I have to leave the base, reset everything, and go back in?
So what I'm trying to say is that the story and the lure should have been hand in hand.
They should have been.
And the lure should have been there to push the story, to lift it up. Because the lure itself was way more interesting than the story, which was avenge your wife and save your daughter.
And I think what they should have done, as you're going through the corridors, going through the building, they should have had little woodland creatures, maybe other like other spirits locked up, or other type of Gaia spirits, so that you can go and learn more from them about the lore. Locked up, pick up, whatever you want to say. Locked up. Yeah, I don't know how you lock up a spirit, but hey, you can do it.
But yeah, if they
the Ghostbusters, whatever. But capture them, whatever you want to say. I think that would have been more interesting, because that means like, whoa, okay, now there's other things at play to get story. So as of now, we're not going to continue the game.
No, this is going to be our final review of it.
Final review of it. Do me a favor, don't buy it unless it's on a deep. I'm talking about $5, maybe $10 sale.
Wow.
That's if you just want to play the game for the lore. But other than that, bypass this one. Hopefully, they'll do better next time. I understand they put a lot of work into it, but don't buy the game.
Well, I would say, it is a playable game, but you have to assess it for yourself. Look at the game footage we put out there. Check out some game footage that's on the
check out other
gameplay and stuff out there.
Check out other game reviewers too.
It's not a bad game or horrible game, but it's just not passing our test.
Hold on. What game did you play?
It's not a horrible game. It's just not passing our test and our
standards. Okay, I got you. Okay.
You may love it, you may like it, you may support it wholeheartedly. I got my Cahal vest on, but
yeah, that's about it. Well, look, do us a favor. We said at the top of we said it now. Please subscribe to the channel so we can get this game changer universe growing.
Yep.
Right now we're trying to get it to grow like the Great Expanse. Like the Big Bang.
We're trying to make it
wolf out. So please, give us subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Share it with your mama.
Share it with your father.
Share it with your uncle.
Share it with your sister.
Share it with your great-great-grandmother called Lucille L. Ball.
Share it with your Uber driver with the little thing on the side of his face that kind of pulsate, but you don't want to stare at it because he got a mask on, but you can see the lump under the mask, but it kind of hangs out, and you want to be like, hey man, you got a little bit of growth hanging out your mask, but you don't want to do that because that'd be rude. Share it with that guy too.
Yeah, share with everybody. Well, look, this has been your boy Blur.
And I'm your boy Blitz.
And we're out of here. Peace.